This is Jonathan St. James, and you're listening to The Truth is Still Straight podcast.
All right, folks, this is The Truth is Still Straight podcast, and I am still Jonathan St. James. Thank you. All right, a lot of things going. Thank you. A lot of things going on in the world. I won't talk about it too much, but it's a lot of confusion. People don't know why things are going on in this country, talking about Roe v. Wade and all that. But I would just want to explain this for who are listening and maybe a little confused why Roe v. Wade was overturned. And I'm just going to simplify it, whether you agree with it or not. The reason that it was overturned is because the Supreme Court that is in the majority now believed, as they call themselves constitutionalists, that they had no standing, as there was no federal regulation or law that commanded that abortion be legal on a federal level. So what that did was, with this vote to overturn the original ruling, is it sent it back to the states, where states had created their own abortion laws for this very reason. So that's what happened there. So whether you agree with abortion or not, that is the simple function of the Supreme Court and why they overturned it. And whether you like that they did it or not, the reason that they did it were sound. May have went with ideology, but they were within their legal standing to do so. So what Congress should have done during these 50 years that this ruling had stood, that they should have created a federal law or an amendment to the Constitution that would have provided protection for women and reproductive rights, but they didn't. So here we are today, and now people are fighting on both sides of the case. And that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm not really here to talk about my opinion personally about it or my opinion on the decision, but just to explain what actually happened. So continuing on, I want to give a shout out to those. Let me give a shout out to those who support the show or who have offered some great uh, words of insight and wisdom. I want to shout those people out as well. So first off, we're starting with Pedro Falcone, Tatiana Cruz, Lee Jones, Tessie, who gets a boo this week, Sister Millie from the West Coast, she got a boo last week, V, Mr. Wilkes, Mahir, Milton Gonzalez, Beverly, who gets a boo as well, Reggie, Courtney, K-Law, Claw, I'm not sure how that goes, RJ, Latoya, Shilia, Michael Thomas, Darrell, Big G Calloway, and Sam T. Those last two people, the gentlemen, folks, they did a great job in offering some commentary in the comment section. And I just want to thank them and give everyone a round of applause who support the show. Thank you. And now the boos of the week go to Tessie, who's in Miami or maybe back by now, not 100% sure. Tessie, and who else did I say was the other boo? Beverly, I believe I said is the other boo, because they're probably not watching right away. So, got to give them the boo. All right, okay. All right, so here we go. We're going to go with as usual, keep hope alive with the Kevin Samuel reaction. So, we're going to go with today's title. I don't know the original date of this. I didn't quite check. And I have the video queued up, so I don't want to look on there and not be able to have the video queued if I check for the date of this. But it's not a recent video, of course, one before he passed, but it's not one I reacted to. So I want to get to that right away. And let's get to the scene. I'm going to cue up the audio, which for some reason, IG loves to bring in a video muted. So you got to unmute it and then I got to play it. So here we go. Kevin Samuels reaction.
Oh,
Hi.
hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Have you been on here before?
I haven't. No. It's my
All right,
first time.
27. So we're
Yeah.
going to talk about, I'm turning off the comments so y'all don't get locked in there. You got to keep the phone steady. We're going to talk about
Oh,
modern women
my.
approaching the dating environment from a standpoint of either
27.
fear or laziness or this whole virtual dating thing. What do you want to approach?
I think the whole dating thing, like, I've been honestly like trying to flirt more. I actually
Trying
watched
to
your
flirt more.
video.
The
The
shoot the
YouTube
shot
video
video?
you had. Yes, that was super funny, and I liked that video. So I've been trying to actually like flirt more and communicate more because I'm not really communicative, and I need to work on it more.
Well, what do you want as an outcome?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
I want a family,
Okay.
and I feel like
Merch.
a lot of men my age are not looking for that right now. I'm
Okay.
looking for a foundation to grow. I
Do you
do
want a
have a daughter.
family? Do you want a family? Do you want a husband?
I do want a husband. Yeah.
So let me stop here. This is the annoyance that I have with people who say they watch Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels has certainly explained why men that are in their 20s are not interested in getting married to women in their 20s. And that's usually because when men are in their 20s, they're getting themselves together in their career, they're maturing, they've just got out of school a few years ago. So they're kind of in that transition between, running around and being young men, finding their way and actually getting to a place where they're responsible. So you're not going to have a lot of 27-year-old guys beating down your door for marriage at that time. So if you're looking for a guy that's 27, 26, whatever, he's not going to be looking for you. And chances are that, you will be getting disappointed for a while.
Okay. But you have a
then
daughter. How old
sometimes
is your
I feel
daughter?
like I'm too young
How did you too young for what?
for a husband.
Not too young.
27?
Yeah.
Okay, how old should you be before you get married?
They're in your 30s.
I mean, I feel like there's no age limit, but that's just me being like me thinking like I'm too
Stupid.
young.
Okay, so how old is it? How old would be not too young?
Right.
I would say
Dog is in the background barking.
30,
Didn't I tell you?
20, at least 28, 30.
Who told you that?
Right. Can we say that again?
Who told you that?
Right. Who told you that? So here's the problem with that 30-year thing. It's a real gamble because you meet somebody. So do you wait to 30 to meet the guy you want to marry? I mean, how does that work? So we know a lot of times this relationship thing is not easy. So if you're gambling for 30, that's usually into the 30s by the time you meet somebody that's interested in marrying you, and then you usually get married after 30. And the problem with that is when you get married after 30, now it's time for kids. So you're having your kids into your 30s, maybe. And, it gets a little scary when you start getting into your 30s, having children. So that's the problem.
Hey, you there.
So let's continue.
When is your birthday? What month?
June 26, 1994.
Okay, so you'll be 28 in 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah.
That's facts.
So if we took your model back when the average human being used to live to be about 35 or 40 years old,
Be dead.
the human race would have died out if women waited to that late.
Yeah, for sure.
And I honestly
How old
was
is your
watching
daughter?
your
How old
video.
is your daughter?
35.
How old is your daughter?
She's 3.
Okay, why didn't you marry her father?
Domestic violence, and now I'm just like he's like in and out of our life. And
Okay,
so now
were the police involved?
Mm.
police was not involved.
Mm.
And I don't want to hear it.
Come
You don't
on,
wanna
man.
hear it, okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I don't like women coming.
And
This is a certified hood classic.
And that's why I have to agree with him, because a lot of women use that same excuse of domestic violence, and domestic violence is real. But what happens here a lot of times is when the women sort of talk about it, he usually asks the circumstances that leads up to the domestic violence, and it usually finds out is an escalation of a verbal confrontation that escalates from verbal to physical, and asks them their responsibilities. So let's continue.
I'm not saying it's true or false, but in my line of work, I hear women say so much stuff. And if it's a justification, I'm just wondering why no police reports are filed, especially when the children
That's
are
fair.
involved.
That's fair.
So let's just move on.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You guys were together how long?
We were together for 3 years.
So,
Right.
and then, so it's fair to say if domestic violence was involved, when did it start? Month? When? It went like from day one and you stayed in it for 3 years?
Nah, B.
See why I don't
Yeah.
listen?
Like,
This is
not
why I don't
day
listen?
one.
Thank you. Okay, move forward. This is why I don't just listen, because when women say this,
Yeah,
they
let's
tend to have
move
been in a
forward,
long-term
because I'm honestly
relationship.
trying to-
I'm talking to the audience at this point, because when women say this, I need people to understand, because a lot of women get upset that I don't pay attention. But I'm like, well, if you're going to say that, why are you involved so long, and why are there none of this? That's what I'm telling the audience. But move forward. 27 is not too young for marriage, especially when you're a mother.
Right.
30 is
So what
30
About
is
to be 28.
30 is old for marriage, honestly. It's old.
So I'm looking for some. I think I'm looking, but I'm a little bit too picky at the same time. But I feel like
Okay. Did you go to college?
I did some college. I'm trying to go back into school next.
So-
But you didn't
all
finish.
this
You didn't,
time.
you didn't finish
I
college.
didn't finish. No.
When-
What you talking about, Willis?
What was she doing all this time that she was not completing college and all of this? I don't know. I've never watched this before, but I'm curious if he asked her.
When you finished, what would your degree be in?
Digital media production.
No,
Is that an associate's or a bachelor?
It's associates.
no,
Okay.
no, thank you.
So I'm going to say something, and I don't want you to get offended.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get off being picky at a 27-year-old baby mama with not even an associate's degree?
How about that?
Why do you get to be picky? I mean, it's a fair question.
Well, I am a 5'11" woman. I'm tall, so it's hard to find.
What does that have
tall
to do with
men.
anything?
And
But
so
you're a
when
baby
it comes,
mama.
That's facts.
You're a high school graduate and a baby mama. Why do you get to be picky?
Oh, hell no.
That's a very good question. And I didn't mean to interrupt it this fast, but yes, I'm not saying she's unattractive. She's not a bad looking person. I'm not saying she's Halle Berry or whoever he says. Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, or Rihanna, one of those people. She's okay looking, but I don't know if she's okay to be that picky that she's making a scene. Okay, you're 5'11". Yeah, well, let's see how this progresses.
I mean, if I switch this up and I said, okay, there's a guy, he's a high school graduate, and he got a kid, and he's talking about he wants to be picky. Women be like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, picky based on what? Height, income, looks, what?
I don't mind the income. It's more height.
Height.
Sometimes looks, just depending.
Looks.
I honestly have been lowering
Lowering your
myself,
standards.
and it's
How
just
tall was your child's father?
huh?
How tall was your child's father?
We were the same height. So when I would put on heels and stuff, I'll be a little bit taller than him, but
I'm entertaining this, man, because I'm showing that
It sounds outrageous.
modern women, y'all simply don't know how to pick a man.
Right.
it's
Everything
hard.
you're talking, no, it's not hard. You're just unqualified. Y'all pick men based upon your feelings.
Right.
Oh, no, he didn't. Miss Peaches?
Right, exactly. He's telling you the truth. I mean, she's taking it on the chin pretty good, so I must say. But yeah.
Everything
That's
you've talked
right.
about,
You're
excuse me,
being
hold on. Everything you've talked about is superficial. His height, his
Mm-hmm.
looks. Well, you picked a man that was height appropriate and he looked appropriate. You said there was domestic violence.
You stupid.
And you had a baby for him. You gave a
Mm-hmm.
man the highest honor you can give a man on the planet, and you picked poorly by your standards.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So, as you go into the dating market, you got to understand you have no leverage to be picky about anything.
That's right.
Because I'm going to ask you a question. What do you have to offer a man that you want,
I'm a
that
PhD.
he wants, that you haven't already given to another man?
Boy, got me there. That I haven't already given to another man. Like everything I feel
facts.
like I have given to my ex. Like I feel like
Right. So why should a man in your future, when you're older and more used on the market, why should he pay a higher price? What product on the market increases in value with age and use?
Bruh.
Damn, son,
increases
where'd you
in
find
market,
this?
age, and
Increases in value with age and use. So as it gets older and more used, what product on the market increases in value?
No clue.
What do you think? Anything?
No clue.
I think increases in value.
Nothing.
I would say I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong
So
thing.
why do so
Nope.
no so say any do you think anything does? Do you think anything increases with value with age and use? It's not a trick question.
Just like a deer in the headlights.
I don't know, Kevin. I don't know.
Well, you have to know, because you women all seem to think you get more valuable the older and more use on you.
Mm-hmm.
You stupid.
Then I ask you a simple market question, and it's like you don't know. Well, that's how women like yourself go into the market. I'm older,
That's true.
and I have more use on me, but I think because I'm getting older and because I do more for myself, I make more money year over year, I have more experiences, I am more valuable. No, you're more used. The better question is, why can't you get a guy on your level?
That's a good question. He didn't ask that. That's just a soundbite. But I just wanted to stop it there because I want to say that is an interesting point, because I find that happens a lot. You find a lot of women that was smoking hot when they were young, didn't give men the time of day, get older, don't quite have age or father time agree with them in the looks department. But then they become available and they're open to a relationship at that time. But they want men to carry the same interest in them as if they were this young, hot woman. And what he's trying to explain is, as you get older, your sexual marketplace value goes down. You can't expect the man to have the same exact interest in you as he would have had when you were younger and fresher looking. But a lot of women don't understand that. And then they'll be like,
That's not no dog. That's family.
yeah, not quite family. But as Kevin says, you should buy dog and die alone.
And nothing on the market as a product gains value with age and use.
Age and use.
So people try to say, well, wine. No,
Wine
doesn't gain value with use. It becomes urine. Age, nothing gains more value. So when you say I'm too picky, as a product, you're going out to the sexual marketplace used, with evidence,
Used.
and you're
I'm
looking
I'm
for a
honestly been
step.
celibate for like a year
Doesn't
almost.
matter if you're celibate or not. You have a
Okay.
full human being coming into you. So you're looking for a
Wrong answer.
stepfather. So when I ask you, right, wrong, or indifferent, picky or not, what do you have to offer the man that you want? What he wants that you haven't already given to somebody else? And you
I mean, don't you have a bag?
Obviously not. And that's what she doesn't understand. He's not saying use, and it's interesting that she thought about it in a sexual term. She was like, yeah, I've been celibate for a while, but you know, of course, we have rules here, and
This ain't the C train, okay? We have rules here.
so we have rules here, and use doesn't necessarily mean having sex. And listen, maybe you didn't have sex in a year or two recently, but you could have been having sex with a lot of people before that time. I mean, who's to say? But even still, he's not necessarily saying use in terms of necessarily sexual activity, but of age, getting older. So doesn't quite ring as valuable when you go to the checkout cash register in relationships. And that's the point he's trying to make.
and there's nothing. The point of doing all this is to humble you ladies, because y'all expect ridiculous stuff.
That's true. Ridiculous.
So why should somebody, okay, when you say you feel young for marriage, all right, what would a husband get with you as a wife?
Nothing.
With me as a wife, I'm actually working on that now. Like in my home now, I'm just trying to be more of not as lazy as you would say, like cleaning, cooking, washing dishes,
For yourself.
taking care of my child.
You're 27. What state do you live in?
Oh my.
San Diego, California.
Man, it's 8:30. It's not even 9 o'clock. You're laying in bed.
I'm about to go out. I'm about to get ready and go out.
Nah, B.
Okay. And I'm gonna just say, man, it's Thursday night.
Yes.
Where's your?
So it's interesting that he let her slide with that comment. She said cooking and cleaning and doing those type of things. If you're not cooking and cleaning as a single woman, you're saying you were leaving a messy house. You want to clean your own house where you live alone. And that's supposed to be beneficial to a man that you started cleaning, but you have a procrastination gene inside of you that keeps you from doing those things. Yeah, that's certainly a red flag. And as I like to I can't find my effect there. What's going on here? Maybe it's over here. Here's my effect for that. Red flag, red flag. Let me tell you, if you meet this lady, keep running. Because she's already said she has the lazy gene inside of her. So she may be cleaning and cooking and doing the laundry and whatever today, but tomorrow she may be doing none of that. And default character sounds like lazy character. So I warn you guys, whoever's with this San Diego 27, about to be 28, where she's 28 now, probably going on 29. Yeah. You might want to keep on walking.
How rude.
Let's continue.
But I don't go out often. I don't be.
Where's your
going out.
daughter?
She goes up and not often.
She's with my grandmother.
With the grandmother.
I have my daughter
On a
all the
Thursday
time,
night.
like 7 days a week.
On a Thursday night.
As you
You know,
should.
sometimes I just want to like.
No,
like,
ma'am.
I'm trying to practice my flirting.
No. See, no. What I need, I hear what you're saying, but what I need you ladies to
You said
understand,
boo-boo?
this is what you signed up for.
Right.
Right.
You ladies are not serious women. It's like you have babies.
For sure.
No, okay. I'm just wrapping my head around the fact you say I'm trying not to be lazy. And I'm like, a lazy single mama?
Didn't I say that? I said that.
You flirt and shoot your shot. Cool. I'm just going to pull it all the way down home. What is a man getting that's going to be an asset to him?
I feel like I'm working
Netflix
on
and
that
chill.
now.
What?
So he's supposed to just marry you.
So that's why I feel like I'm too young right now, because I feel like I'm still working on
When do you plan on growing? When do you plan on growing up?
Never.
right now.
But you got a 3-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm doing it right now, Kevin. Like I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I'm doing it right now.
So have you sat down and had any professional counseling or therapy?
Nope.
No.
Told you.
Then you're not doing anything.
I knew that.
You're really not, man. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, man. But what I'm
That's what's going on there.
really getting
And 1 year
is
later,
an entitled, lazy baby mama who's walking through life like it's a joke with a high school diploma. Because you say I'm doing it, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? Who is in charge of this process with you?
Yeah.
Because your best thinking got you here. This is why I always say therapy. You need somebody to help you, because you and your best thinking got you right here. But here's the sense of urgency. You got a whole human being that's relying on you.
That's facts.
And if, honestly, man, I would be a little concerned with the kind of lighthearted mindset you have, because whatever man you bring into your life is going to be around your child.
Mm-hmm.
And women who move like you do are generally more worried about their own short-term personal happiness, other than realizing that every time you deal with a man, you're looking for not a boyfriend, not a husband, you're looking for a stepfather.
That's true.
And here's the hardcore reality. You don't get
Hardcore.
higher than your baby daddy. That's the upper limit.
Or you're going to get...
I'm the mayor of Debonair, and I'm about to be player extraordinaire.
Might get that. But you ain't getting that guy you're going to really look for. And if you get somebody who's really going to be interested in you and treat you like a wife, he may not fit the aesthetics that you want. That happens. Get a lot of pleasers and amiable men that end up with women like this. And ultimately, women don't like those kind of men. Trust me.
She's joking, but she's from the Bronx, so is she?
For most women, for the vast majority of women, I'm going to say 99.999, your baby daddy is as high as you get.
So you think I should like work it out with my baby father?
What? Wait, no.
Well, I will say this.
You said you had domestic violence with him. Has he worked out that domestic violence issue? If you're being truthful, why would you want to be with somebody who's battering you? I don't know. See, now that makes me not believe her so much, because she's heard him talk about working out with the child's father in the past in other episodes, but said it was abuse, domestic violence. Why would you run with someone like that? Why would you go back to someone like that if you did a lot to get away? Like I said,
that you chose to lay down with this man and give him the highest honor in the world. If the world were right, you guys would have had to be married and get out of the dating environment. I don't think it's fair for a man who's single and no children to have to deal with a woman like yourself. I think you guys made a family. And ma'am, it's been my experience of women come in saying, you know, these issues happen. Y'all give as good as y'all get.
Right.
As I've been actually on that side. I mean, where I listen to, y'all give as good as you get, especially if there's no police reports. And if he's in and out of your life right now, right?
But right now, he actually needs a green card to stay here. So
What?
He actually needs to get married. So I'm in the step of
What?
like, I don't know if I want to do this or if like I want to go.
Well, you made a baby with him, man.
What?
Why are you always over here?
That is crazy.
you made a baby with him. That, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the way I look at Matt, the first guy you had sex with was husband number one.
Mhm.
And every man you had a baby with was a husband number two. So you've already got two husbands. So I want you guys to remember when she said DV, she's still talking about this man as he's in her life and he needs a green card. This is why I just don't believe all women, because there's always more.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Man, I have to say that because I have critics who will hear what you said and they'll
But
just
like
believe
you said,
you.
he's not
I need
even
you to
being
stop.
nice.
Hold on, I need you to stop right here. I have critics and detractors who will believe that and they won't listen to this part of the interview and realize that, well, damn, she's still interacting with this guy.
That's
to
true.
the point to where she knows what he, ma'am, you're interacting with this man because you know what he needs. If he was really what when I hear that kind of stuff, I'm thinking about women who you need protective orders and police.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have supervised visitation with your daughter. That's when I hear you talk about I'm no longer with this man because of that. That's what I'm wanting to hear, not the stuff most of you ladies talk about.
I understand.
I mean, it's her father.
Yeah.
When's the last time? How long have you guys been apart?
2 days. I'm just kidding.
Like a year, like a year and like months.
And where is he at? Is he in another state?
He's in Los Angeles, but he hasn't saw my daughter since.
Wow.
February,
You want to get back with him?
My daughter?
Wow.
Yeah, we haven't.
My daughter? My daughter?
I'm sorry, but it's just like I mean.
Stop moving the phone.
It's
I
not my daughter.
That way.
But it is. But see, it's that's what's called a Freudian slip. Whether you mean it that way or not, you guys don't look at it that way. And because we have accepted baby mama culture, y'all can have kids with men who shouldn't be fathers, and then expect men in the world to have to clean up the mess.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody listen, I need you to understand what I'm about to say. And I know you might not like it, but a man who comes into your life will be cleaning up another man's mess.
That's true.
Because at this point, man, you're saying I'm trying to work on it and this and that. At this point, you're not an asset to yourself. You're ready to go out. You're not talking like a woman who wants to have a family and wants to build anything. Like, you're talking about somebody who wants to have fun.
Nah, B.
And enjoy life.
Enjoy life.
Adult life is boring.
Till you get 30.
It's routine. Is that really what you want to have? Boring routine? You ready for just plain vanilla for the rest of your life?
Nope.
You saw feet in the background?
I mean, like, I feel like I have.
Yes or no? Are you ready for plain vanilla, boring routine for the next? You're 27.
She certainly is 5'11" because she lifted those legs up, and I saw her feet from like across the street. Yeah, this lady, something else. I mean, she's not the worst person in the world, but she may be a chameleon.
Next 57, 60 years?
I don't know.
Thank you. No, well, yeah, you do. And see, long pauses are answers.
Yes.
So my suggestion is you actually sit down with a professional and work all these things that are going on in your head. But I'm more concerned that you have a daughter.
That's why I said she's a chameleon.
And when I hear, I got to go. Huh?
My daughter was diagnosed with cancer when she was 1 year old.
What?
In 2019. So I went.
Okay, I'm a cancer survivor. I don't know what that's supposed to do. But when I hear a mother talk about trying not to be lazy, I don't think that didn't help you.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't. So I tried to stop you because when y'all try to tell, how you, I think I'm be a lazy
I'm
mother.
I'm working on my discipline. I guess that's what I can say.
With a cancer, okay, but I need you to understand what the world just heard. Yes, I'm a 27-year-old mother of a 3-year-old who I say I'm not with the father because of domestic violence. But on this Thursday night, I'm working on my discipline and not being lazy and all this other kind of stuff. But I'm getting ready to go out
I
because
heard
my
that too.
cancer survivor daughter is with my
I heard that
grandmother.
too. Yes, indeed.
That's why you will buy a dog and die alone. Shit, that sounds bad.
It does.
You're making it sound bad.
What,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. How do you put that on Kevin? You said all those things and we're all listening. Now, I hadn't really saw this video before, but that's the impression that I got on my own without Kevin saying a word. So imagine anyone with any common sense out there that doesn't see him like, oh, this woman is good looking. I like her. If somebody's actually listening to find a reason for them to ask you out and they were using this as a reason to contact you, or maybe they knew you and they went to see what you had to say about yourself. Not very impressive. Sound like you said, I have a problem with cleanliness. Cleaning, you said you had to work on that, and cooking. So you don't cook or clean. That's sad.
It's the truth. You have a 3-year-old who's a cancer survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And you're about to go out and put her off on not your mother, but your mother's mother.
Right.
That's not her job.
Mm-hmm.
You gave up all that when you decided to be somebody's mother.
Mm.
Or is that not how it works in your mind?
No, that's how it works in my mind. I just, I guess I am, I'm just, I don't know. I just, that's just how.
A carefree person. You're a carefree
daughter,
person. Your daughter is surviving. And see, here's why I'm being hard on this. I need my critics and detractors to understand this woman has done no work.
No work.
You have done any personal work, any personal therapy. See, the way it works on this side is you don't deserve to go out and have fun yet. You need to do the work. You want to eat dessert before you eat your meal. You haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say my daughter is a cancer survivor, I'm like,
what you talking about, Willis?
She's only 3. The women I know who are mothers would be holding their child so close to them and cherishing everything. No one would get close. That's how a mother would be. I'm not putting that off on my grandma. Would have to come see my baby. We're still lucky she's here. Versus, hey, take your granddaughter while I go turn up.
Well, maybe she's doing that. That's an unfair assessment. I mean, even every mother needs a break from time to time. I think at that point he's being a little hard on her, but that could be the thing. So she could be doing that. She could be out in the street getting lit and turning up. So that's a possibility. Who knows? This can just be a rare occasion that she got out. It would have been nice if he would have kind of got that impression from her so we could have had a better understanding if she really goes out in the street. She's getting turned up all the time and has a kid living at her grandmother's house most of the time. That would have been a great question to ask. But, these things, it's kind of hard to just be ready for what someone's going to say when it's live. So I give him the respect of that, because you're talking to someone. It's not like you have all these questions just pre-written where you can ask someone, well, you said that, and let me see the next question. I'm watching and I'm responding. Playing Monday morning quarterback is a lot easier than being the person asking the questions on a IG live. So I get that, but it would have been nice for him to kind of assess if she was that kind of person that goes out several times in a week and her daughter is at her grandma's house a lot. That would have been a great understanding of what kind of person she was, more than just being lazy and having a kid. It hit her.
This is why a lot of women get upset with me when I say that I think single mothers are home wreckers. You should be with the fathers, because that man chose you and you chose him. Y'all should be with each other. A man single with no children does not need to be dealing with this. And if you were, or vice versa.
Good point.
Did any of that get through?
It did.
Yes, it did get through. But
I can tell, you know, I didn't mean to stop it there, but I could tell she was really moved by what she said. It hit her, and she didn't feel very good about what he said to her. And not because he said anything wrong to her, but I think she really became aware of herself at this point. There's a lot of people out in the world that they're not aware of themselves. And when people tell them, they don't get it. But I would give her a lot of respect in the sense that when he spoke to her, you can tell that she was aware of what he was saying while he was saying it. So she weighed the merits and had some validity. I can tell by the way she reacted, because her aesthetic response, her cosmetic response was very natural, and she couldn't hide the hurt that hit her at that moment when she realized what he was saying. You could see it. It's almost like fighting back tears. I don't know if you noticed that.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, you're saying like I should do therapy and just work on myself right now in this time.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Because I have bad news for you. Okay.
I don't want the bad news.
I like her. She's interesting.
Here's the bad news. Here's life, ma'am. When you decided to become a single mother, you effectively gave up dating. That's how the world should be. You decide to have a child, you should not go out with another man until that child's out of your house.
I don't know about all that. I don't know.
Because you're supposed to be a wife. You're supposed to raise a child. You're not supposed to have a baby and then pawn it off to your mother, your grandmother, or to anybody who'd be willing to sit your kid overnight while you go kick it. Having a child is serious. It's supposed to be.
It is.
So if you honestly, if the world was serious and if there was, imagine this was a law. Imagine just to Thanos snap it. The world, imagine it was a law and said, all right, if you have a child out of wedlock, you are legally not allowed to date until your child graduates high school. Legally not allowed. You can go to jail for 50 years if caught out on a date.
Kevin, that is true.
No parole, no second chance. If you're caught out on the date, you can go to jail for 50 years. Okay? That's this world. Would you be dating?
No.
Mm-hmm. Would you have had a child out of wedlock?
No.
Thank you. There's no, that's the problem. It's not as they don't understand. There are no consequences.
That's true.
They can go have babies.
Do whatever they want. Mm-hmm.
Who can be cancer survivors, and then they can just go pawn them off to everybody and still worry about working on me. And you've said it. You're not doing any work on you. You're not doing anything.
That's right.
You don't have a college degree.
That's right.
You're not in therapy. So what work are you doing?
I work out daily.
Work out daily.
That keeps my mind and myself to like just keep going. I read, I watch a lot of sermons. I'm really spiritual. Like I'm really into God and Jesus Christ. So just doing those things daily.
You're into God and Jesus Christ. Hold on. I grew up in the church.
Should I get him?
I think you might want to back out.
Should I get him?
She said the wrong thing.
That would mean.
Yeah. I mean, I do watch sermons daily.
Spiritual.
Sermons aren't doing anything for your mental state.
Clearly.
I'm not worried. I'm not talking about your spiritual state. I'm talking about your mental state.
Yes.
And see, it's another problem in the Black community. I talk about it often. The church is not doing these women any good because the church that I grew up in would have told you need help. It would have just kept telling you that God is digital Santa Claus, cosmic Santa Claus, and it's all going to be all right. But if sermons, okay, what about sin?
Oh my.
Pride. Vanity.
Oh,
are you living a sinful life?
Yes, she is.
Am I living a sinful life?
Well, she's celibate.
Yeah, probably.
Where in the Bible do mothers give their kids to their grandma while they go out.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me. I got a problem with that. I'm not gonna lie. I got a problem
Chestnut
with
teeth.
that. I got a
At least
problem that you ladies are willing to. Your grandmother is
At
your.
least her upper teeth are nice. I can't speak for the lower teeth. All right. I think I'm going to kind of end it there because it's getting kind of late and I'd like to let you guys go home right away. I mean, of course, you're already home, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to end it there and finish out. You know what time it is? It's time for the braces. Let's hit it. Relationship braces. Bringing hearts together, one heart at a time. 27-year-old woman who's probably 28-year-old now. What could I possibly tell you that Kevin hasn't told you to turn your life around and find that man that eluded you for so long? Well, this is what I offer you. Take his advice for the most part. Get that therapy if you're not already. And really sit down and have a conversation with the man that you're interested in. You don't have to tell him you're interested, but you should show him that you're interested. Not saying you got to show him you're desperate, but you got to show him you're serious. Don't play games because you don't have a lot of time to play it. I know a lot of women who play games with time and they think that they have an eternity when they really don't. And so it ends up hurting them in the long run. So sit down with someone you're interested in, give him the opportunity to become interested in you, and then move forward from there. You have a lot of exes against you, but now you must learn how to erase those exes and better your chances for the future. And those are the braces. So I'm going to say this was a good conversation to react to. I really appreciated that he spoke to her that way. She was very pleasant, so it made it easy to watch. Wasn't very painful like many of the other videos that he has out there. I hope she found someone by now. But if not, we'll see. Maybe I'll find her somewhere and invite her on the show and she can share her conversation with us. I mean, this is not Kevin Samuels. I don't have as many followers as her, but we'll see what happens. With that being said, this is Jonathan St. James, and we're about to be done. And as I said, once again, the truth is still straight. Until next time, I am out.